Hello Perfect Beauties, my name is Daisy and I know that in January you guys probably all made resolutions to lose weight or have a healthier lifestyle or get rid of that fanny pack around your waist, because we all know that fanny packs are so 1990 or 1980. So here are some tips to get rid of belly fat. Now these are just like tips in addition to what you should be doing, which is to lower your caloric and carbohydrate intake and increase the amount of physical activity. Because if your output is less than your input, then you're gonna shrink, right? Just like a business is gonna shrink when the amount of money it makes is less than it costs to make the actual thing. So today I'm going to be talking about what belly fat is, its purpose, what causes belly fat, and what you are here for is how do I get rid of belly fat? Did you know that there are 3 layers of belly fat? The visceral, the intramuscular, and the subcutaneous parts of belly fat. Visceral belly fat is the deepest part of fat, and that is kind of what helps protect our organs. This type of fat feels firm, and excess of this fat can lead to health problems. The middle layer is called intramuscular fat, and these are found in the abdominal muscles. And the third is a superficial subcutaneous belly fat that is found around the waistline, the hips, and the thighs. This is the kind of belly fat that is like really squishy and is the kind that I'm trying to get rid of, and you're probably trying to get rid of it. It's the second most unhealthy fat to have excess of. So what is the purpose of belly fat? Well, surprisingly, there is actually a purpose for all this fat, and fat is good for your body as long as it's balanced and in moderation with the rest of your body. So visceral belly fat, we said, was there to protect our organs. Intramuscular belly fat is there to help you survive when there's a famine or when food runs out, or it will burn the fat to calories so that you can survive. Superficial subcutaneous belly fat is there to transport oxygen to your skin and surrounding tissues. It also acts as a shock absorber to avoid certain types of trauma. So no matter what, as long as you're alive, you're gonna have these 3 types of belly fat, and there's no getting around to it. But also, too much of these kinds of fats can also ruin your figure and be detrimental to your health. So what causes belly fat? Well, people with an apple-shaped kind of body will be more likely to store fat around their hips and their belly. This is usually due to genetics, but also hormones can cause you to gain weight in certain areas. When you have less estrogen and more testosterone in your blood, belly fat will probably be along your midsection, and when you have more estrogen and less testosterone, it'll probably be more around your hip section. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and when you're stressed, this goes up and it will increase the amount of visceral fat around your belly. Too much insulin produced by your body leads to more belly fat, and insulin production increases when you're aging or if your blood sugar has a lot of spikes going on. So what do we do about this? Well, here are some tips to trim down that midsection of yours. So dieting without exercising can give you too much deep belly fat, so it's important to exercise. But it's also important to mix up your routine, because you just can't do ab crunches all day. Get at least 30 minutes of exercise 4 to 5 times a week, and also try to do weight training at least twice a week. Now, the reason why you want to do some sort of weight or resistance training is that those produce micro tears in your muscles, and by then, your body is going to take in more calories to try to repair those muscle tears. And also the increased activity you do will increase your metabolism, which will increase your calories burned, and also the ab exercises will help strengthen your abs. And of course, you cannot just exercise, you also need a good diet. Now I know this is self-explanatory, but I think that diet is probably 70% of weight loss and exercise is 30%. I used to think it was 50-50, but now that I've worked out like so much, I realize it's mostly about what you eat. So the easiest way to cut out calories is to stop drinking sugary drinks. If you cut out a can of soda, this can decrease your waistline by 5 inches over a course of a year. So remember, all those cans of soda add up. If you must drink some kind of soda, then try at least a diet or low calorie drink. But overall, cut out the juice, cut out the soda, cut out the sugary drinks, and drink things like water or tea or drinks with very little calories. And also cut out the alcoholic drinks. Alcoholic drinks are the worst because you think that they don't count. Like let's say you go out with friends and you have 3 or 4 or 5 drinks, that's probably an additional 1,000 calories. And if you do that once a week, twice a week, it's gonna add up onto inches on your waist. The second is you should eat foods with fat in them, but they should be healthy fats. Healthy fats include monounsaturated fatty acids. So studies show that people who ate foods rich with unsaturated fatty acids didn't gain any visceral fat. And sources for these fat include olive oil, avocado, and nuts. And the next is to eat more protein. Now I have been trying to incorporate a lot more protein into my diet. What I basically do, because I am so busy and I don't like to cook regularly, I buy a bunch of salmon from the grocery store, and I'll also get some, like at Whole Foods they have already grilled chicken breast, and I cut them up and I put them in Ziploc bags in my fridge, so if I'm hungry I will eat protein instead of carbs or salt or fatty foods. Protein can protect your body against insulin resistance, and a study showed that women who had a daily diet of 30% protein, 40% carbs, and 30% fats had lost a lot more weight than women who had 16% protein, 55% carbs, and 20-ish% or whatever's left over fat. And good choices of protein include lean fish, chicken breasts, beans, and nuts. And lastly, to get rid of belly fat, really try to ease up with the stress. Again, cortisol, it causes your stress hormone to go up, and then that causes you to have the bad kind of fat around your waistline. So remember to get plenty of sleep and definitely do some relaxing, stress-free exercises. And what's funny is when you're stressed, your body goes into like fight or flight mode, or it's going into survival mode, so it's gonna keep the fat around you because it thinks that there's famine or war or something. So from evolution, fat was good, especially around the waistline, but nowadays it's not so good. And then cortisol will signal to the fat in your thighs and butts to go along your waist, where you can easily burn and survive off that fat. This in turn can change your fat into an unhealthy visceral fat. So by following these recommendations, hopefully you'll be able to see a difference in your belly fat. Now, I know a lot of this was a little bit self-explanatory. Obviously, eat more protein, lean meats, and less fatty foods, and exercise more, and do cardio and weight training and all that. But this was really interesting for me to research and learn more about exactly how it all works and why our body does what it does and how important fat is to our body, but at the same time, too much does not make you look good in a bikini. And guess what, guys? It's getting to the end of the cold months, and we're now approaching spring break, and then we're going to be approaching the summer, and you know what that means, those bikinis are coming out. So you should start now if you want to look hot on the beach. And I don't know why I keep using this finger to point. I know it's not good to point. Thank you so much for watching my TMI Tuesday video, where I talk about something you want to know but are too afraid to ask. And let me know in the comments below what you want me to answer for next week's TMI Tuesday. And until then, I will talk to you guys later, and stay lean. So I'm going to be talking about what causes ingrown hairs and a few ways that you can treat and prevent them.